My name is Alina Brooks. I'm 27 years old, and 1 week ago, my entire life almost got destroyed in a room full of people who smiled at me just minutes before they tried to bury me alive with lies. You ever have one of those nights where everything feels perfect, like too perfect? Yeah, that was mine. Soft music playing, fairy lights glowing, people laughing like life couldn't touch them. It was our second anniversary dinner. Not a huge party, just close family and a few friends. Classy, warm, the kind of night you post online with a caption like blessed and actually mean it. And me? I was standing there with my hand resting on my stomach, holding a secret that felt like the beginning of everything. I was pregnant. 3 months. We hadn't told anyone yet. Not his parents, not even my best friend. It was our little world, just me and him. And for the first time in a long time, I felt safe. But let me be real with you for a second. My marriage wasn't a fairy tale, not even close. See, I came from nothing, like real nothing. My dad drove a taxi, my mom stitched clothes at home. We counted coins before buying groceries. But we had something money can't fake: respect. His family? A whole different universe. Big house, luxury cars, people who say connections like it's oxygen. Old money vibes. The kind of people who don't ask, "How are you?" They ask, "What do you do?" And I was never the right answer. At first, they played nice. You know that fake politeness, smiles that don't reach the eyes, compliments that feel like low-key insults. "Oh, she's simple. How refreshing. She's different." Different, that word followed me everywhere. So I adapted, changed how I dressed, how I spoke, even how I laughed. Yeah, I shrank myself just to fit in a space that was never built for me. Why? Because I loved my husband, and he always told me, "Don't worry about them. I chose you." So I believed him. That night, everything felt calm, suspiciously calm. He stood up, glass in hand, giving a speech about love, about building a future together. Everyone was smiling, nodding, clapping. I looked at him and thought, maybe we made it. Maybe it's finally okay. And then, boom, the door opened. Not dramatically, not loud, just quietly, like trouble slipping in without asking permission. A man walked in. Nobody knew him. At first, people ignored it, thought he was late or confused. But nah, this guy walked straight into the center like he owned the moment. And then he looked at me. Not normal looking, not curious. Direct, sharp, like he already knew something I didn't. My chest tightened. The room slowly went quiet. You could feel it, that shift, like something bad was about to drop. And then he said it. "I'm sorry to interrupt, but everyone here deserves to know the truth." My heart? Yeah, it dropped straight to the floor. Before anyone could react, he pointed at me. Straight. No hesitation. "We had a relationship," he said calmly, "and that child is mine." Gasps. Straight up gasps. And then he pulled out papers, medical reports, timeline charts, photos. Photos that looked real, too real. My brain couldn't process it, because I had never seen this man in my life. But the room? Oh, they were already convinced. That's how it works, right? People don't wait for truth, they react to drama. His mother walked up to me, her face twisted with anger. And before I could even react, slap. The sound echoed. My cheek burned instantly. "You've disgraced us," she said. I couldn't even cry properly. It felt like I was watching myself from outside my body. "I didn't do anything," I whispered. But no one cared. Voices started stacking on top of each other. "We knew she wasn't right. Look where she comes from. This is why status matters." Every word, like a knife. I looked at my husband. That was it. That moment. Everything depended on him, and I was terrified. Because love is easy until it's tested in front of everyone. The man kept talking, acting like some calm victim. I didn't want to expose her, but I couldn't stay silent. Something inside me snapped. "Stop lying," I shouted, and then my husband moved. Not slowly, not confused, fast. He grabbed the guy and shoved him hard. "Enough," he shouted. The room froze again. Before anyone could react, bam! He punched him. Straight. Raw. No hesitation. "How dare you walk into my house and say that?" he said, voice shaking with anger. Then he turned to everyone. "I know my wife." Just that. Simple. Strong. I know her better than anyone here. She would never do this. My heart stopped, because in a room full of doubt, he chose me. "I don't care about your papers, your photos, your stories," he continued. "I believe her." 3 words. I believe her. But his family? Oh, they weren't done. His father stepped forward, cold as ever. "Think carefully," he said. "We gave you everything." His mother added, "If you choose her, you lose us." And there it was, the real test. Not just love versus lies, love versus everything. His name, his wealth, his family. All eyes locked on him. I couldn't even speak. I didn't beg, because honestly, I was scared of the answer. Then, he didn't say anything. He just walked to me and held my hand. That small gesture, louder than any speech. "Come with me," he said quietly, and just like that, he walked out. Not looking back, no hesitation. Behind us, voices exploded, shouting, calling his name, threats, pleading, but he didn't stop. Not even once. That night, we lost everything, or at least that's what it looked like. But deep down, that was the night I realized sometimes losing everything is the only way to find the truth. And trust me, the truth was way darker than we thought. We drove in silence. Not the peaceful kind, the heavy kind. The kind where your thoughts are louder than anything you could say out loud. My hands were shaking. My chest felt tight. And then it hit me all at once. I broke. "I swear I didn't do anything," I said, my voice cracking. "I don't even know that man. I swear." I kept repeating it like if I said it enough times, it would fix everything. He didn't interrupt me, didn't rush me. He just listened. Then he reached over, held my hand, and said quietly, "I know." That's it. No long speech, no drama, just 2 words. I know. I looked at him, tears still falling. "No matter what they showed, no matter what anyone says," he continued, "I'm not choosing a stranger over my wife." And right there, something inside me settled. Not everything, not the pain, not the fear, but the doubt, gone. Still, he wasn't calm. I could see it in his eyes. "This isn't over," he said. "Someone planned this." And that's when everything shifted. Because now it wasn't about defending ourselves. It was about finding the truth. The next few days, messy. He barely slept. Phone calls, digging, asking questions, pulling every string he had. The man who showed up at the party? Yeah, suddenly he was hard to find. Dodging calls, ignoring messages, guilty behavior. You know that saying, if it smells like something's off, it probably is? Yeah, that. Finally, we found him. And this time, there was no running. At first, he stuck to the same story, same lies, same confidence. But pressure does something funny to people. It cracks them. Bit by bit, his story started falling apart. Details didn't match, dates didn't line up, and then finally, he broke. "It was fake," he said. Just like that. Everything fake. The reports? Edited. The photos? Manipulated. The whole story? Scripted. My heart stopped. My husband stood there, silent, still, dangerous kind of calm. "Who sent you?" he asked. The man hesitated, then said the one thing that changed everything. "Your family." Yeah, that silence again. But this time it wasn't confusion. It was betrayal. "They paid me, told me what to say, what to show, said I just needed it to be believable." I felt like the air left my body. My husband didn't move, didn't shout, didn't react the way you expect. He just asked one question: "Why?" And the answer: cold. "They didn't want her," the man said, nodding toward me. "They wanted someone better, rich, connected, not her." Not her? That hit different. "And the baby?" my husband asked. "They didn't want it connected to the family," he said quietly. That was it. That was the moment something inside my husband broke for real. Not loudly, not visibly, but completely. A week later, we went back to that same house, same people, same walls that watched everything happen. They looked surprised when we walked in. I could see it in their faces. They thought he came back to fix things, to leave me, to apologize. Yeah, they really thought that. But they were wrong. He stood in front of them, calm, too calm. And then he told them everything. Every detail, every lie. Every word that man confessed. No yelling, no chaos, just truth. His mother's face went pale. His father tried to stay strong, but you could see it cracking. Then the excuses started. "We did it for your future. You don't understand now. We were protecting you." Protecting. Funny word. My husband looked at them for a long time, and when he spoke, his voice was quiet, but it hit harder than anything else. "I trusted you." Silence. The kind that hurts. "I could have lost my wife, my child because of you." No one answered, because there was no excuse big enough. Then he took a step back, held my hand, and said something I will never forget. "From today, I don't have a family here." His mother started crying. His father tried to speak, but it was too late. Some lines, once crossed, don't come back. And this was one of them. We walked out again. But this time, it felt different. Not like we lost something, like we left something toxic behind. Months passed. Life didn't magically become perfect. We struggled, we built everything from scratch. No safety net, no backup. But we had something stronger than all of that. Trust. Real trust. The kind that doesn't break when things get ugly. And when our baby was born, he held our child in his arms and whispered, "You're safe now." And for the first time, I truly believed it. So yeah, that night, they tried to destroy me, tried to erase me, tried to turn love into doubt. But here's the truth. If someone stands beside you when the whole world turns against you, that's not just love. That's loyalty. And loyalty, you can't fake that. Not with money, not with power, not even with lies. Because in the end, truth always shows up. And when it doesn't just expose people. It reveals who was real all along.